Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're designing a mother for my character Nick. For a long time, I was gonna say he didn't have a mother. That's not true. Everybody has a mother in some form or another. So he has a mom, obviously, and I kind of wanted her to be out of the story and like not around. And as I was working on writing some snippets of the story, I was working on just like the drafts of it, I guess. Basically, you can say I was still working on background. I was writing some stuff about his mom, and I realized that she needed a design because I wanted like his like thing. He has like this trauma event. I wasn't sure what I wanted it to be, and now I do know what I want it to be. I want it to be something involving his mom, and he was like together with his mom in some area, and they were attacked, and his mom got either injured or killed, and he carries a lot of trauma from that because he wasn't able to protect her. And so I was like, she's gonna have to have an appearance because she is going to make an appearance eventually in the story when that backstory is revealed. And so I was like, what do I want her to look like? I'm still 100% sure. First thing I did though was I drew Nick and I drew his father Marco, just so that way I had them for reference, so that way I could draw off of their appearances to inform her appearance. And basically what I always wanted was I wanted Nick to look more like his mother than his father. No offense to Marco, I'm still not 100% sold on his design. So I wanted to draw from Nick for this because I do like Nick's design. I'm not really 100% sure about Marco yet, but yeah. And so I wanted her to look like him. Basically he looks like her, but you know what I mean. But honestly, I wasn't sure in what ways I wanted him to look similar to his mother. By the end of the page, I feel like they're like 1-to-1. They look pretty similar, which was not my goal. I mean, honestly, it's sort of kind of like he stole her face by the end of it, and it's not 100% what I wanted, but also I do kind of like it. But these personal sketches are just me trying to figure out a hairstyle for her. I feel like her face didn't really matter, which is a weird thing to say, but it's true because she does pretty much have the same face as him. Very similar eyes, very similar mouth, all that sort of thing. And similar nose and such like that. But I was like, I don't know what to do for her hair. So I just doodled out a couple of heads. And I was trying different hairstyles for older ladies because she was, an older lady when we see her in the flashback. So she's an older lady. And I just I don't know what I want to do to make her look like an older lady. I mean, I don't really draw a lot of older ladies. So I'm like, I got to figure out this wrinkle situation. For his dad, I gave him these wrinkles under his eyes. And I felt like those ones were for him. But I tried to do those for her and I made her look like 80 years old. And I tried to give her smile lines because I do want her to have a bit more of a smiley personality. I want his dad to be one of the more serious one and the mom to be a little bit more fun, but not in a boring way. I know, because it's in stories especially, it's the dad is the gruff one and the mom's super sweet, and I kind of want them to talk about her when they talk about her, because they usually talk about her in past tense, obviously for obvious reasons. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, but basically they're always oh, she was so sweet and beautiful and full of life. And then eventually when we do see her, she's gonna be sort of kind of a gruff lady, and she's gonna be kind of rough and stuff, and they're gonna be why the fuck did you talk about her like that? It made it seem like she was some sort of angel, and this lady is she's so gruff, she is so aggressive and shit like that. That's kind of the vibe I ended up wanting to go for, because for a while I was trying to design her as the sweet lady, and I was that's kind of boring though. And I feel moms always have to be sweet and cute and stuff in fiction, and I was just maybe not. I still want her to be sweet. She's still a very kind person, but I don't want it to be sort of the very demure, very, oh, my sweet child, nothing like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like doing that for her this time, unfortunately. But what I do feel like doing is designing her to have a disability. I know I want her to have a disability. I'm just not sure which one I want her to have yet, because I do want her to have become disabled from the incident that happened with Nick. So my first thought was wheelchair, and my second thought was she becomes blind. And I'm not 100% sure which one I want it to be, because I do kind of want it to be the dad sort of kind of ships her off to live in the country to keep her safe after her thing, which is she gets really pissed off about that because she's I'm disabled, I'm not fucking incapable of taking care of myself now. So I'm not sure which one I want it to be. I think I probably am going to put her in a wheelchair, but then I have to learn how to draw a wheelchair. But also, I think that's probably what I'm going to end up going with. I'm still not sure yet for story reasons, because I wonder, she's gonna be out of the story for like honestly like 90% of it, honestly. But I still wanted to develop her as her own person and not just like a character, like a plot thing. Like I didn't want to fridge her. I was going to kill her off for a while. She was dead, but then I was like, no, I really hate it when they kill women for male character development. It pisses me off. So I did not want to kill her. And I felt like I needed some disability rep in my story because I don't really have any at this point. Not to say that every story needs to represent every and all groups, but I felt like it would be fun to try to write a disabled character. And like I said, she doesn't really appear that much, but I would like to, do something with her. I think she's very cute. Honestly, I was writing the story about her, and then I added like these background details about her and her husband, and also his second in command, who I need to make a design for, honestly, and then his wife, and they were like hanging out as a group when they were kids, and I was like, oh my god, that would make such a cute story. Like maybe I'll make a one-off about them. And so I was actually kind of inspired by her and doing this little character study. So I hopefully in the future I will be a bit more inspired to draw, because honestly lately, you guys, I have not been inspired at all, which is like fine. I don't think you always need to be inspired to like draw or whatever, but just having a little bit of inspiration would be nice. It's just I feel like I've not been wanting to draw at all really lately, and it's kind of been bumming me out, if I'm being honest. So I'm hoping that this little doodle page has reinvigorated me a little bit, but I'm still not 100% sure about that. But yeah, this is me finishing her final design here. Basically, this is what I pretty much settled on, and as you can see, she looks pretty much 100% like Nick. Just stole her face, just put it on him, or just stole his face and put it on her. They even have sort of kind of the same hairstyle, which I think is like kind of silly. Like I might change the hair a little bit more, because the only difference is that hers is the middle part and his is a side part. So I have to figure out a little bit more of that. And also like her hair is kind of like, it's wavy, but she like kind of like has it scooped behind her ears. So I'm gonna have to find a better way to have it like scooped behind her ears, so that way they look visually different, because I want them to look the same. I want them to look similar. I don't want them to look exactly the same. I don't want them to look like twins, which is not to say that they couldn't. I mean, there are some parents and kids who look exactly the same, but I think having the same haircut might be a touch too far. So I have to figure out a way that I want to change that. And then after I finish off her finalized, quote unquote finalized design, it's not 100% final, but it's final as it's getting for right now, I just drew her having a little bit of an interaction with Nick, where she's kind of pissed off at him because of the way he's been treating Kara, because Nick is not the nicest to his fiance. Especially in the part of the story where his mom shows up. They've actually been at odds for a while at that point in the story, so she's like hitting him. But I don't think that she's like, don't think like Bakugo's mom when you think about her. She is like a gruff person, but she's not really physical like that. She's just like, you've been doing very awful things and I'm very disappointed in you type beat. So she doesn't actually hit him very often. This is just like a one-off drawing. I thought it would be funny. Anyway, that's the end of the video, you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. This character does not have a name yet, so if you have any suggestions for an older lady's name, I would love to hear them. Anyway,